You've been asked to track your calories and don't know where to start. Well, in that case, this video is for you. I'm Dr. Rawat, a physician who studied nutrition at Harvard and coaches clients on reversal of metabolic disease at healthgroupcoaching.com. If you're on my program, it may well be that it's me who's asked you to start tracking your calories. However, this video will be useful for all people, whether you're on my program or not. When it comes to calorie tracking, it's important to understand that it's impossible to be perfect at calorie tracking. But it's important that you don't let perfection get in the way of something that's good. Even if you can't aim for perfect, try your best and do the best that you can. I tend to say there are 4 levels of how perfect you can be with calorie tracking. The most perfect level of calorie tracking would be creating the food and drink from scratch. And I have several videos on my YouTube channel where I'm creating a smoothie or a fruit, Greek yogurt with fruits and protein powder, where you're essentially creating it from scratch. You're able to weigh each of those uncooked ingredients on a food scale. And so you can be quite confident with the calorie estimation on the app. One level down, which is not perfect but good, would be pre-made foods. So if the food has been made in bulk, or it's a takeout, or perhaps you've gone elsewhere to eat it, you have a pre-made food. You can still use a food scale to weigh it, and whether it's chicken curry or potato curry, you will be able to find it on the app. And as long as you put an accurate weight, that will still give you a relatively accurate calorie estimation. The biggest variable there will be the amount of ingredients. So in particular, the calorie dense ingredients like oil. If it contains a large amount of oil, the estimation may be on the lower side. If it doesn't, the estimation may be on the higher side. But this is the best you can do. And as you can see, this is why a food scale is so important. The next level down, which is okay, would be not having a food scale and having to estimate volume, which is also why it's a good idea to get some measuring cups to get an idea of volume. This is not nearly as accurate as weighing the food, but if you're able to enter this food on your app in terms of cupful, half a cup, spoonful, and those kinds of volume estimations, you will still be getting some kind of an estimate from the app, but it'll not be nearly as accurate. And finally, the last level, and admittedly I'm actually doing this tonight because I'm going to Mandarin, which is a Chinese buffet for all you can eat, and that is where you do absent tracking. I will not be walking around with a food scale or on my app. I'll just be eating a lot of food, and when you're not tracking, what you have to do is use alternative strategies to try to stay in a calorie deficit. And this would include fasting. So as an example, I've had no food so far today. I don't intend to eat a lot of food today. And I will also do an extended fast after that binge at the all-you-can-eat buffet at Mandarin. The maximum duration I recommend is up to 18 hours. And using a clean diet, so eating whole, intact, unprocessed foods, the kinds of foods that your grandmother can recognize from the other side of the kitchen 80% of the time, and avoiding those hyper-palatable, addictive, ultra-processed, refined foods. You can stay in a calorie deficit by using fasting and clean eating as well. But it would be a rough kind of guesstimate, not nearly as accurate as the calorie tracking and measuring options. For clients who are being tracked by me on healthgroupcoaching.com, once you created a Chronometer account, which is a free account, and you have emailed me that you would like me to track you, you will receive a notification like this, which you need to accept. From here onwards, I will be able to view all of your health data. Good news for you is that me tracking you will automatically upgrade you to a Chronometer Gold account, which has significantly more features than the basic account, particularly from the point of view of nutrition. You will be able to set a goal for weight loss on the account, and I would recommend about half a kilo to 1 pound of weight loss per week. Anything more than that can be excessive weight loss, and so that's where I would recommend you set it. You can also set your target weight on the app, and it will calculate your calorie target accordingly based upon the other parameters you'll have put in, including your weight and height, etc. make sure you untick the box which says include exercise. We don't want to include exercise within our calorie utilization calculation. By clicking on those three dots at the very bottom, connect devices and apps to your Chronometer account. Here you can connect your native health apps such as Apple Health, Samsung Health, Android Health, which is really helpful because even if Chronometer doesn't connect directly with your blood pressure device or your smart scale measuring your fat percentage, those things can be connected to your native health device, and then the information does get fed into Chronometer indirectly through the native device. Under the section Manage Charts, you can also activate these biometrics to be visible on the dashboard, including body fat percentage, waist size, blood pressure and heart rate, and sleep stages. And I will be able to see these parameters on your chart on a daily basis. Within energy settings, make sure you mark your baseline activity level as sedentary. And within thermic effect of food, unclick the box thermic effect of food. This is because on our program, we consider any calories burned due to exercise, and because of thermic effect of food, as an example, protein has a much higher thermic effect of food, which means your body has to expend a lot more energy in breaking down protein and utilizing protein than it has carbohydrates and fats. However, we consider all of those things as bonuses because these are fairly minimal. Also, the amount of calories you burn through exercise is often vastly overestimated on the exercise gym machines as well as on your tracking apps. So we consider all of those things on the program as bonuses. For that reason, mark yourself as sedentary. I don't want you to be sedentary, but mark yourself as sedentary, and also untick thermic effect of food within the energy settings of your app. As I said earlier, do not allow perfection to come in the way of good. Calorie awareness and calorie tracking is really essential when we're trying to lose fat. And I would highly recommend that you check out my blog, purchase the smart scale, food weighing scale, a smart blood pressure monitor, the smart measuring tape for your waist circumference, download Chronometer and get on with tracking your biometric information and tracking your calories. As the saying goes, what gets measured gets done. The first and most important step of your fat loss journey could be setting this up for yourself. And once you start getting better and better at it, and your confidence will start going up. The most important thing is to take that first step. This is a program designed to reverse metabolic diseases such as fatty liver, diabetes, prediabetes, insulin resistance, polycystic ovarian syndrome, metabolic syndrome, which is a raised waist circumference, raised triglycerides and low HDL, sleep apnea, which is snoring with pauses in breathing, hypertension, prehypertension, raised blood pressure. In this section here, you can read about how to track on the program. As a general overview, the way that we reverse metabolic diseases is by focusing on 5 main pillars: reducing fat mass, increasing muscle mass, optimizing the gut microbiome, reducing chronic inflammation, improving insulin sensitivity. And the 5 levers that we have to make those changes are a calorific deficit, resistance training, optimization of nutrition, utilization of dietary supplements, and circadian meal timing, also called early time restricted feeding form of intermittent fasting. And so I do like to say that the ideal participants on this program would be between the age of 25 and 55, diagnosed with metabolic dysfunction relatively recently, having a body mass index above 25 and or a waist circumference above 35 inches in women and above 40 inches in men, individuals willing to make changes to their diet, exercise, meal timing and supplement routines, and also those who are comfortable with the use of technology and apps. There is some key equipment that you'll need to buy from this blog. The Amazon links are on the blog itself, which include a smart scale which also measures your body fat percentage, a smart blood pressure monitor with Bluetooth connectivity which connects to your apps, a tracking device such as a Fitbit, Samsung, Garmin, Apple Watch, which tracks your activity, and if it's one of those more advanced ones, will track your sleep as well. And a food scale to measure the weight of your food is also really important for accurate calorie tracking. Here we have links for the smart scale, smart blood pressure monitor, tracking devices, and the Renfo Smart Food Measuring Scale. Make sure you share this video with anyone who will benefit. If you'd like to watch videos in which I'm demonstrating how I track my calories when making a smoothie or making our protein powder fruit yogurt, then click on those videos and I'll see you there.